Hey, I'm Oliver. Back when I was a wee child in 2017, I stumbled upon many gameplays of a game that I was way too young to be watching. But did that stop me? No. So little me watched YouTubers like Jacksepticeye and MatPat play this game all the way through, making it out only partially traumatized, but mainly a little bit traumatized. What is this game, you may be asking? Well, if you paid any attention to the title, thumbnail, and literally the screen that you were looking at right now, you will notice that the game is called Doki Literature Club. This game has had a special place in my heart, which is kind of weird, which is why I suggested a redesign video on the poll that I did a couple weeks ago, and you guys wanted to see it. So without yapping any further, let's get into it. This video will show the girls in order of how they appear, so we will start with Sayori and then work our way down to Monica. I hate how little screen time Sayori gets in the game. Her character is super cute and bubbly and just like super real from like a human perspective, if that makes sense. I tried doing this video over a year ago in like June of 2024, and it was supposed to be my second video after I redesigned my OCs, but I liked the Pokemon Jijinka's idea more, so I did that. For Sayori, I didn't really have much to change. Her original casual design was pretty simple and I liked it a lot, so I mainly just heightened the specifics of it and I changed some of her colors. Her original design had a lot of ruffles, so I just pushed that further and I made her shorts super ruffly, which I definitely really like, along with her socks, not her shorts, her socks, which also have a little trim. I wanted to make Sayori blue rather than like the pink of her hair like take over. And even her casual design, she has a pink shirt, which is allowing the girls to have their own signature, like, main color. Since Sayori is seen as clumsy, I added a bunch of band-aids around her design, just from, like, little, like, bumps and scrapes and stuff like that. And I wanted to add some more unorganized features to her design, including her half-tucked-in shirt and untied bow on her school design. Sayori is a very interesting character. Her depression changed her character from just being the girl next door to becoming a very 3D complex character. Like, for example, she may take the time to put on bracelets, put the bow in her hair, but it's other things that are not as much as of a routine, like re-dyeing her hair can be seen as an afterthought or too much effort, which as someone who's failed to re-dye their hair, it is like super real. Here's how Sayori turned out. On to the next girl. My personal favorite character is definitely Natsuki. She's constantly trying to prove herself as something more than just her exterior cuteness. Her poems are also very interesting and thought-provoking as much as they are like simple. Originally, when I was starting this video, I wasn't going to add the school uniform versions of each character. However, looking at a couple of other videos just to check if I was not the only one doing no uniform, I decided to add the other version. While the regular uniforms are still mostly accurate, I wanted to switch it up a bit. Through the photos that I saw on the internet, people had the same outfits, but their shoes were different, so I kind of kept the characters' shoes from their out-of-school outfits, but I changed the colors to match the uniforms so it looked a little bit more cohesive. With Natsuki's day outfit, I think she came out the most like her old version, which is kind of like a double-edged sword because I do like it, but I do wish that I pushed it a bit past the original. Like even more than I did because it's a redesign video, but I did try to keep her cute vibe like still there, but I used pointy shapes throughout the entire thing, which I think encapsulates her character pretty well. When I made her inspiration board, I wanted to mainly make her with a Y2K fashion sense and like add fun makeup, and I attempted to do that with her makeup because I forgot about the Y2K thing. So with her makeup, I think I did what is called Doyen makeup. I might be pronouncing that wrong, or it might be completely wrong in general, so please let me know. I just did it on Pinterest, and then I saw in the comments that people were calling that. But yeah. Either way, I definitely had to figure out how to add makeup onto characters because I don't think it actually came across in the piece that she was even wearing makeup. In her design, I also featured some cat motifs with her keychain, which also have a cupcake for her love of baking, and the manga that she likes, which I think is called Parfait Girls, and her leg warmers. Overall, I wish she was a bit more interesting, but I still do love her. Aside from Natsuki, I love Yuri and how she turned out in this redesign. She's super cute and I love her a lot. She changed the most and I think it definitely suits her. I wanted to give her this gothic and relaxed look. I was planning on putting the portrait of Markov in her hand, but I completely forgot when I was drawing Yuri to actually put it in there. Pre-Act 2 Yuri, I don't know why I wrote that like that. Just Act 1 Yuri is mainly just quiet and socially awkward, making her a character that I love a lot because it's very relatable. When I first got into Doki Doki Literature Club, she was my favorite, maybe just because I like the color purple. I'm not fully sure, but I still do love Yuri. For Yuri's design, like I said earlier, it definitely changed the most compared to her original everyday outfit, which I didn't really like. Personally, if you're gonna do the knit sweater with tights, you gotta at least have an oversized knit sweater, so it like has a different balancing of shapes, you know? That's just my opinion. You could not agree with that, that's fine. In the speed paints during the sketch, you can probably see that I was originally going to put the knit turtleneck back, but I forgot that I gave Sayori one too, so just to have a bit more variety, I gave her a button up, which works much better for her eloquent personality. I had to do that slit in her dress because I liked the pose too much to cover up her one leg, so I altered her dress, you know, because I liked the pose. Another thing that happened in the sketch was the arm, which was super anatomically off, and I'm not sure if it ended up being any more accurate, but I'm gonna say it is, because confidence is key, right? In the end, I really love how Yuri turned out. I don't have much that I would change about her, other than adding the portrait of Markov, which isn't really a design thing. Finally, we have Monica. Monica was really interesting to do because in the game, she doesn't really have much of an outside of school outfit. I say in the game because there are later illustrations of Monica in different outfits. And honestly, I didn't take those into much consideration because I had a different vision in my head when approaching the video before I knew that she had outside of school outfits. I went with the green for her color because I think that I did this with both, well, I didn't do this, but the game developers did this, so Yuri and Natsuki both have the eyes that correlate with their main color, which is I think why I drew Sayori with blue as her main color. Either way, I think that the design I did makes at least a little bit of sense for Monica. For me, Monica has always been the super fancy or businessy-esque person, and that's probably because of the way that she's described in the game. Like, she was the president of the debate club, president of the literature club, and she like plays music and stuff like that. As much as those characteristics are probably played up or made up by Monica herself to make her seem better to the protagonist, I'm gonna take them as face value and I'm gonna say that she does do that, which is why I gave her like a blazery, more professional look. In the sketch you can see me trying to give her 3 different types of skirts before quickly turning into those into like a pair of shorts. I did that because I thought that the skirts looked little way too formal and she looks like she was going straight into the office. Throughout the video, I made the character's expression change from casual to school outfit, having them reflect the way that that person acts in the different settings. Which is why I made Monica have this sort of blank expression, because at the end of the game she mentions it felt empty. Which is fair. Like, if you just like kind of came out of existence for no apparent reason, it would kind of suck. But I don't know how much I like the look of the expression, but it's fine, it's all done. You know, we're recording the audio, can't be complaining about it too much. But here's how she turned out. I hope you like her. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. I've been watching a bunch of playthroughs and listening to both the OST and fan-made music for Doki Doki Literature Club. If you enjoyed this video and you are new, I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel, possibly even like the video too. You'd be really cool, you know? I don't make the rules. If you have any kind of videos you would like to see me do, let me know. I'm gonna go on vacation next week and I may not have a lot of time to work on the next video, and if I don't, I will update either here or on the Discord, which is there's the link in the description if you want to go see it. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day or night. Bye-bye!